Yeah, I don't know how exciting that is. I wrote a bunch of words down in my to follow.
Okay. Someone with some sort of mindset or skill. Someone knowledgeable.
Yeah.
I don't know. Oh, yeah, you seem to be like front door.
Yeah.
All
All right. Why not? Huh? Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually,
Yeah. Well, they have a crash out. Yeah, so there's,
where is it?
Bucks County, Bucks County after.
Yeah. Oh, wait a minute. No. Was this the ones over off of,
It's on,
you can leave it over here. Yeah.
I was there years ago, I haven't been there lately.
You could win. You could win.
yeah.
Otherwise, it's-
Yeah.
That's what he- I didn't know. You give a spiel. There's the question. So that'll be. I believe because I sent him the script.
Oh,
You know, yesterday. Sometimes. All right, we're gonna have to fill you in.
There, right.
Oh, wait. Where did it show up at? He's here.
So John, I have to make sure.
Yeah. We get 10. Sure he is.
Larry, still your phone. Phil.
I stole it. Just use it on that.
Yeah, there
Hey, Sandy, you're fine. All right, pretty good. Super birthday. Oh, I can do that. Either or.
December 8th.
Oh,
Okay, pretty good. I usually go down to play. Yeah, because
That's it. 10 minutes worth.
Like Friday, Saturday.
Yeah.
Well, my wife just got a problem. And I got it with her, but I only have mild. Not this past week. I had a fever at 99. Friday I had the chills, Saturday I couldn't get warm.
Hi, John, how you doing? Nice to meet you. Yeah, if you don't mind.
Such a big show.
She's 5 minutes away. So, yes. She made up this stickers. I don't wake up till 11.
Lois and Donna and Donna's decided to make a tip for tobacco.
There you go.
Yeah. Hello. I'm good. How are you?
It looks familiar. It looks familiar.
Thanks,
That's what I said. I don't wake up till 11. I didn't even feed the cat. Feed the cat now. I don't really eat lunch.
I knew you'd remember. They are a big man.
Make ourselves good. Are you eating?
You got Phil's, Phil's card.
Yeah.
I know she has a
I'm telling you, it's so big. Depends on the size, like, maybe 40 minutes an hour. You can do like a rub on it, jack, like jam barbecue, you can jack butter. Okay, great. Now it's like 4 o'clock.
Good morning, and welcome to the weekly meeting for the Rotary Club of Harleysville. Let's start with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And now the four-way test of all the things we say and do. Is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned? And our reflection this morning will be from Larry Moss.
Albert Klein said, what we do for ourselves dies with us. What we do for others in the world remains and is immortal. Service of us, this is Rotary. Being part of our Rotary family means we are part of something very wonderful. I'd like to wish you all harvest and blessings, good health, and good times for Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you. Okay, we have a couple of guests from the Sourton Telford Club who are going to be speaking to us as we go through our calendar of events this morning. And I think that we have a guest over here at table 34. Would you like to introduce yourself?
This is Laurie.
Well,
Thank you.
and Bruce completed his homework, so we're going to be going through that through our process to induct him into the club. From what I understand, I don't foresee any glitches with that. So, thank you, Bruce. Okay, so just as a reminder, next week we are not going to be having a meeting. So our next meeting after today will be on the 30th. Okay, any questions about that? This coming Saturday is going to be our Adopt a Highway Day. If anyone has checked the weather forecast, make sure that you dress accordingly. It's going to be chilly. We will be meeting at the rear parking lot of the Harleysville Bank across the street from Hennings at 8:30 a.m. There is a sign-up sheet circulating. If you haven't put your name on it yet and you do want to come, make sure you sign up for that. November 22nd is Rotary Foundation Giving Day. We've had a lot of talk about foundation this month. It is Foundation Month for Rotary. If you want some more information about that, please look on the district website. Steve, is there anything you wanted to add?
There's some forms on the table over there for making a gift and also for signing up for Rotary Direct.
Yeah, if you recall, Steve had talked to us about the way you can sign up to have Rotary Direct, like an automatic withdrawal. So there is some information about that on the table here at the front. Valerie had sent out some information. I think, did you include that with the, was it you that sent that about the Toys for Tots? That was Marcia. Okay. Yeah. Was that included in our meetings? Okay. So if everyone received the email for Toys for Tots, they're going to be doing the annual program this year. We just need to have any toy donations on or before December 9th.
First one today from
Thank you.
Answer questions for
A couple great things coming up in December. On December 5th, there is a district public image forum. You know, we talk about our public image as a club. And if you would like to find out about the resources available to us from the district, that is a virtual event. It is from 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. on December 5th. And there's, again, more information about that on the district website, and you can register there as well. There is a very exciting event coming up on December 8th at our neighboring club. And I would like to invite our guests to come up and speak briefly about that.
Okay.
Janet and I bring our greetings to you from Souderton Telford Rotary Club. Janet has been, oh, thank you. Thank you. They don't know what they're in for. Janet has been in the food service industry for over 40 years, and this has given her the amazing opportunity to read minds.
Oh,
Sorry,
brother.
I have to apologize about that last part, sorry.
So Janet,
I'll forgive you this time.
Janet, tell me what I am doing.
Well, first of all,
Yes.
Brenda, it's 38 years, right? Yeah, she
Okay,
knew me the whole
okay, all right,
38
all right,
years.
well,
Okay.
40 sounded more impressive. Okay.
Yeah.
So, Janet, tell me what I'm doing on Thursday, December 8th at the Indian Valley Country Club at 5:30 p.m.
Our club is having an event. It's called Cocktails and Candy Canes at the Indian Valley Country Club at 5:30. And I know you're going to be there.
I will. And why are we excited about this?
Well, after several years of not having a Christmas party, we're having a doozy of a Christmas party. Okay, it's going to be fundraising for Franconia Township Police Department Benevolent Association, Shop for a Cop. And
That was a long name.
I know.
I
Surprised I said it
know.
all.
They need to go to that marketing thing. Coming up on the Rotary thing to talk about that. Anyway, I volunteered at the Shop for a Cop last year event, and it was a lot of fun. And the officers were very kind and generous with their families. The association also provides each family with a Landis gift card. And at the end of the shopping events, we joined the families for pizza. It was really great. Janet, I want you to try reading my mind again.
Uh-oh.
What was my favorite Christmas gift as a child?
A Cabbage Patch doll.
No, it was a cash register. Ka-ching. Because I run a store now, so maybe none of that about me. Okay, all right. Okay, all right. So there we
I
go.
would have said easy take on it.
Well, anyway, ka-ching, that's what we need to do. Have our friends and neighbors sign up to raise money for these families in the Souderton area school district who will be helped by Shop of a Cop. So the tickets are $100 a person, include a plate of dinner, open bar, and entertainment.
That is a deal. Where else in this area could you get an open bar and really good entertainment? We have a mentalist, illusionist, and a plated dinner. I think that's an amazing deal.
So Janet, you know, we skipped the line.
Okay. Oh, the entertainment.
You told them, but it's okay.
Okay.
All right. So, you know, it's funny you say that because you are a mentalist. So you are introducing the mentalist who will be up close and personal. So we have a flyer on the table over there for you to pick up. There's a QR code for you to scan. You can go to soudertontelfordrotary.org. Click on it there, sign up that way, connect. Any questions, we'd be happy to answer them. It's really going to be a great event.
How much was it for a table?
$750 for a
We save you
table.
$50.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you should get 2 tables. Yeah.
So, yeah, we really need to sell this thing out because we have to really take care of the kids and we're short on time now. So anything that anybody could do. And I had a brilliant thing that I thought of. this
Now we're
morning.
going off script.
In the shower.
In the
I was
shower.
thinking.
Yeah.
My mother lives with me and she's 86 years old and I never know what to get her for Christmas. So I got 2 tickets and I'm not going to tell her. I'm just going to say we're going out to dinner. And then I'll take her over to the country club. She'll get dinner in the show. It'll be a Christmas gift. We'll get to spend some time together. And I just thought I'd mention it because I thought maybe somebody else might want to do that with people that they don't know who to get for. Because it is a lot of, it's money at Christmas time, but it goes to a really important cause.
Thank you for having us this morning.
And if Rotary wants to donate any money, we'll take it.
Thank you so much. Does anyone have any questions about that event? Okay. This will be a great opportunity for our club to support our neighboring club, and not just supporting their club, but our community. We kind of share this community together. We both share the Souderton Area School District, so it's important for us to have this opportunity to support families in need in our community. And thank you so much for coming and talking about your event. Coming up later in the month or towards the middle of the month, there is a Welcome to Rotary program on December 14th. This will be a virtual event and it's in the middle of the day. It is from 12 noon to 1 p.m. And that is, again, you can register for that and find out more information about that. So if you're new to Rotary, you want to learn a little bit more about Rotary, that's a great opportunity to learn more about Rotary. Any other events or questions about any of the events we discussed this morning? Yes. Oh, I'm sorry. Jim. Jim has another potential event that he would like to talk about potentially for this coming Saturday. Jim, would you like to come up?
Yes, carpet cleaning help this Saturday. Lisa Martin has been out for, it seems like a long time, at least a month or two. And she seems to be getting a little bit better and back on her feet at least. I spoke with her last night and she needs a lot of work done around her house. So I was thinking about myself and whoever else would like to join me after the street cleanup, the road cleanup on Saturday. I know there are some air conditioners that need to be removed out of our windows, some yard work that needs to be cleaned up, and I'm sure we can find some other stuff around the house to do. I'm anticipating like an hour or two would be all that we need. So I'm going to pass a sign up sheet for that for whenever our work day at the road cleanup is over. We can stop by there. She's in Telford. Also, she would like some homemade meals. She lost a lot of weight during her illness. And I think it's important that we try to get her back on her feet with some homemade meals. I don't know if we need to do something every day, but maybe 2 or 3 for a few weeks, 3 weeks maybe. So I'm going to pass a sign up for that too. So try to get a couple names on here and let me know if you have any questions.
Thank you. Okay. As many of you know, Lisa's been a member of our club for a long time. She's done a lot of work in our community. She's always been able to, because of her affiliation with Costco. Not just for our club, I've seen her with other organizations have an opportunity to be able to donate lots of, goods like bottled water or food items for different organizations. And she's, always willing and able to help in any way she can. And she's been, I think dealing with some health issues for quite a long time. And I think that has greatly affected her, particularly during these COVID times. And so, I think it's probably hard for her to ask, but, she's getting to that point. And, it's be a good opportunity for us to be able to provide some support for her. So on a lighter note, it's time for Rotary Trivia.
Second. All right, give me a second.
Places, Mr. Moss.
All right, places. Are you ready?
No, not yet.
Not yet.
Be ready soon.
I think so.
Live from the the Franconia Cafe. It's our Rotary Trivia. Join us as one lucky contestant to play to win a fabulous grand prize by showing us what they know about the Rotary. I'm your announcer, Larry Moss, here with your host, Phil Jenkins.
Good morning, Larry. All right, as each and every week, let's get started by telling the audience about today's grand prize.
Ask the audience to direct their attention to our spokesperson, Marshall Powell.
Oh!
Playing for two, that's right, two passes for a Pearl S. Buck house tour. Enjoy a fascinating insight into the life of the Nobel and Pulitzer Prize winning author Pearl Buck as you tour this national historic site. But wait, there's more. We're including two, not one, but two $1 off cards to the Pearl S. Buck Craft Show taking place Friday, November 25th through Sunday, December 4th. Detailed value of the tours, let's just say they're on the house.
There you go. Well, you know what? I might have valued them at a couple of bucks. Anyway, how about introducing Julie Jones?
All right, today's contestant selected at random from our studio audience this moments ago. This Rotarian has all the skill and knowledge to take home the home tour. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a warm round of applause to Vince Leonetti.
Wait, yeah, you're on. You're the man today. All right, let's see what you know about Rotary. Oops. You're here. All right. Well, yeah, we're getting there. What do recognition points acknowledge? Recognition points. What do they acknowledge? Club service projects, foundation giving, member sponsor, years of membership. So how would you get these recognition points? Now you do have life.
Yes.
You got to ask the audience, ask a friend, and a 50-50.
I'll do the audience. I'll ask the audience.
Ask the audience.
I don't know if that's gonna help.
Yeah, all right. Audience, how many think you get points for club service projects?
One. I was with you, man. That's
Yeah,
what I thought.
about 35 people who got one. That's okay. It all counts, all votes. How about foundation giving? Me. That looks pretty strong right now. How about the member sponsor? Points for sponsoring members? Talk about that back a little bit. Or years of membership. We've been a member. The audience seems to be
Well,
in for
let's see.
foundation giving. It's
Should I
time to
go
hear
it alone?
foundation. What's that?
Should I go it alone?
Go it alone. Yeah, you don't have to pay attention to the audience.
Yeah, I was looking for Frank's hand to go.
Oh, you didn't answer? Would you want it? We could give you an ask a friend.
Okay,
Frank,
I'm gonna ask
consider
you
Vince a friend?
Frank, absolutely.
Okay.
What do you think, Frank? I'm gonna go with Frank and the crowd with foundation giving.
All right, foundation giving, final answer. Let's see what it's not.
I know.
I screwed this one up. Okay. All right. Foundation giving. You are. It comes in a handy carrying case. Your prizes. Oh, but yes, there's always more.
Not for me.
Well, no, you don't have to answer this other stuff. But anyway, what is the Oak Beach Foundation point? After, as a, if you give to the foundation, after you reach a Paul Harris Fellow, you donated $1,000 to the foundation, then you start accumulating points. And it's a point for every dollar as it goes by. And that's a donation to the annual fund, to Polio Plus, matching grants, and so on. So anyway, you have these points, and then what you can do with them is they can be assigned. So if there's someone who, let's say, has $800 towards a Paul Harris Fellow, who donated $1,000, you can donate 200 points, and they're in $100 increments to that person, and they become a Paul Harris Fellow. So it works in that fashion, and it works all the way down. Clubs can also earn points, and the district as well, but you can't transfer individual points to either of those at the end of the day. Also, the points count as you go through and you become Paul Harris Fellow, +1, +2, and so on. But when you get to the point of being a major donor, which is a $10,000 threshold, there they went cash. the points don't count, towards that. But nevertheless, it does go that way. That there are increments of 10,000 for the donors. And then another questions that came up as I was researching this is, can businesses or organizations be named a Paul Harris Fellow? Apparently not, but they can receive a certificate of appreciation if you want to do that. And also for an individual, a deceased individual, somebody in that fashion. But again, they get a recognition of a memorial Paul Harris Fellow. But anyway, that's a little bit about it. If you go to rotary.org, you can find oodles and oodles of information. But you are a winner, and I do have, in addition here, I think I have. Oh, here it is. Thank you. Thank you, Chuck. It's just a little bit of a schedule. I'll pass it around. It's about what's going on at Pearl Buck. This is an important time to raise some funds, yes. But it's their events. They have a festival of trees. It talks about the craft show, community night that they have. So I'll pass it around. And also, I do have some extra cards for $1 off the craft show. So because Vince won, you guys all get to enjoy one of these.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Vince. Yeah. Thank you.
That's right.
Thank you, and congratulations, Vince.
Oh, there was one other piece, but I think we talked about it. And it was the foundation giving. There's the district foundation giving day. It's I think the 22nd, and on the 20th, it's Tuesday. I think the 28th is Giving Tuesday. I believe 29th, Tuesday 29th. You can get to the oh, here you go. Right, Tuesday is for the district, and if you'd like to also do for the foundation, it's on the 29th. So just you can keep on your radar.
Thank you. If you're sensing a theme there, it is Foundation Month, so thank you in keeping with that. So for our speaker today, we are going to have a Vince. I think, did you volunteer to come up and give us a little bit of talk about Mr. Vince Leonetti?
This is going to be exciting.
So, thank you, everybody. So a little bit about myself. I was born, I think Gary, somebody in here was also born at Montgomery Hospital in Norristown, which sadly is no longer there, as of a couple years ago. My family. Yeah. My father said, go up there, grab a brick. And by the time I figured it all out, it was already done. So, but I lived in the area, Orland, Penland area, up until I was 10 years old. And then my family and I am an only child. Some may know that already, just by the way I act. But we moved eventually up to northern New Jersey when I was 11, and so I went from being a sort of Philadelphia fan to a New York fan, which has not made it easy the 25 years I've been back. But we moved around a little bit when I was younger and eventually settled in northern New Jersey. My father was an engineer for General Electric, and he got transferred up there. It could have been Schenectady, New York, so I'm not going to complain. I was outside of Manhattan and not Schenectady. And so, all my formative years were up there. Went to, matter of fact, went to high school with, anybody's heard of the band, the Lumineers, there from my high school. Ultimately, and I love telling this story, I wasn't a great student in high school, and it wasn't a matter of not being smart enough. I'd always get the, at the bottom, smart guy doesn't apply himself. That was like my rap for all through high school. Just goofed off and all that. So when time came to go to college, all my friends were off to college, and I was waiting tables at Bennigan's. And I'll never forget the first break, Thanksgiving break, when people came home, and I was waiting tables for people that I went to high school with and all going to college. So I felt terrible. And so I have a pretty wild friend to this day who now owns hotels. So he made it. But we laughed because there was 220 some kids in our graduating class, and we joked that we were members of the 200 club. So long story short, Christmas, right after Christmas, I get a phone call from a friend of that same friend, and he says, "You'll never believe it. I'm in Miami, Florida, at this college called St. Thomas University. It's associated with Villanova. They let anybody in, just come down here. So I talked to my mother. She says, I'm on a plane 2 days later. We're going to Florida. Go to the registrars. I'm signed up. Go back home, grab my stuff, drive down, and I'm in college, January of 1984. And so that was the point where I decided, I felt that I needed that kick. I felt so terrible that Thanksgiving waiting tables for friends and families that I really buckled down and ended up making the dean's list 4 straight semesters there. And I transferred to Penn State, ultimately graduating with a finance degree. So it was a nice turnaround. My parents were they were just like, just do anything, just get out and do something. So from that, my first job out of college was I worked for Prudential. And I ultimately was selling life insurance. I didn't enjoy it at all. It was a lot of cold calling. And I felt at my age, at 23, 24 years of age, what life experience did I have to sell people life insurance? So it just wasn't a good fit. So another friend of mine called and said, hey, I'm doing this consulting. It's manufacturing consulting for a company. He says it's a great experience, but it's hard work, but you're going to learn a ton. And so ultimately, I ended up doing manufacturing consulting, which led me some really fun jobs. So we were the guys who would go in and do time studies and help you become more efficient and train you and all these things. I was in an underground zinc mine in Knoxville, Tennessee for 6 months. That was interesting. I got to even, push the button and blow up a wall, those kind of things. It was really fun and a great experience. And again, it was more about scheduling and everything. It's an old mine, and they were spending more time traveling to the places to mine than they were mining. I got to be on a Navy mine sweeper, 3 of them that were being built on the Mississippi River in New Orleans. Did a project with US Air where they call it a Q check. They take the whole plane apart, down to the inch, and put it all back together. I got to go on the test flights afterwards where we flew to Charlotte. It was in Pittsburgh at the time, flew to Charlotte. They did touch and goes. They did do this for fun with no gravity. They really put the plane through the paces, and I got to go on that. It was really fun. So that was a great experience, which led me to a guy I used to golf with. Owned a meat packing company in Pittsburgh called Northside Foods. They supplied McDonald's with all their sausage products east of the Mississippi and all through Canada. So I was hired there to implement change. And so I was really hired as a production manager. The plant manager decided about 2 months into my stay to take a job in Tupelo, Mississippi. So immediately I was elevated to plant manager. And some of the fun things we did, one of the big problems we had was kind of fun, was we had 7-day work weeks, basically, because we had so much business. So you had, it was a union environment. We were spending money on overtime. Our labor costs were insane. So one of the changes I made was we changed the days to 4-day work weeks. So instead of 3 8-hour shifts, 2 production, 1 cleanup at night, we did 2 10-hour shifts. It was a progressive line. So it was the meat was here, the cooking was here, the freezing was here, the pack was here. So you could start cleaning sections before the whole line was complete. So long story short, it was a lot of fight from the union. We had to put it in the contract. Of course, they hated it at first. But what it did is it allowed us to give this, what we call a labor gang, 30 hours of regular time work, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So we were able to run 7 days a week still, but lower labor costs by 30-something%. So from there, ended up, we had a consultant just like us come in and tell us, you need to focus more on the private side and not as much on McDonald's. That's going to be there. You've got to really go on the private side, where we sold to people like Perkins and facilities like this and all of the big food distributors. So ended up doing that, running a sales department for a few years there. And then eventually moved back from Pittsburgh back to here. That was all in Pittsburgh. Moved back to here. My grandparents were here. My family was here. So I ended up finally saying I should probably, I got a finance degree. I should probably go do something with it. So I ended up working for Merrill Lynch for a little over 15 years, almost 16 years, managing a small business retirement product. I really enjoyed that job a lot. And it led me to where a couple years ago, a couple friends and I, we go on a yearly golf trip to Vermont. And we were talking about doing something together and starting a business of our own. We just didn't know what it was going to be. But we felt we were in a position financially and age-wise and everything that we could go without for a little while and start a business. And anybody knows who started one, it's, you know, you got to get past those first couple of years. And so we were driving up and we got to listen to one of the owners currently that owned it's called an ambassador call. You get to ask him all the questions and what, you know, your pitfalls and what do we look for and, you know, and so on. And so at the end of that 2-hour call, I was like, this is really interesting, what they're talking about. And my business is property restoration. And they talked about things like it's basically recession proof because flood, fire, these things are going to happen no matter what's going on politically, environmentally, all that. The pricing is basically set by insurance companies. We use the same software. If we move this from here to here, there's a line item that says, you know, you've moved that. And so you take out some of those elements of a business, you know, competition and pricing and these kind of things. It comes down to great communication, good customer service, and doing a great job. Well, that's all stuff that we can control. So we went into this business 2 years ago. Our first year, we made rookie of the year. We did over $700,000. The average property management company's first year is about 200. So we felt like we more than overachieved. Our goal was 500,000. So the second year, now we're just finishing the second year and we're at 1.2 million. I'm still not getting paid, but we're putting it back into the business and growing. We were just down in Florida for 6 weeks. I was not personally, my 2 partners and a bunch of our crews. We're down in Cape Coral and Fort Myers, working with from Hurricane Ian and all that. That was very lucrative and it feels good too because you're helping people in a very terrible time. And so we just got back from that. And so that's sort of where I am today. A couple interesting fun facts. My wife, I have 2 kids, 2 boys. My wife and I are both remarried. She has 4 kids. They are older, from 33 to 27. I have a 19-year-old and a 15-year-old. My wife styles the models at QVC. So anybody watches QVC and you see the women dressed and stuff that they're selling, she's the one who's dressing them. She's also a pretty successful artist. She had a line called Words to Live By back in the early 2000s. So all the live, laugh, love, and hope and all this, she did a patchwork that I see everywhere. There's the giant that's in Royersford, heading back to the bathroom, there's 2 of them there. Yeah, I go into my doctor's office, there's one there. Neighbors have one. I mean, it was a very successful line for her. My claim to fame as a high schooler was I once threw a no-hitter as a freshman for varsity. I did have some scholarships to play basketball at Division II schools. My wife and I were both in a movie called Bad Parents with Janine Garofalo and a bunch of people in it. Again, through a friend we know up in northern New Jersey. She's a director and a producer. And so she just asked us a couple different days, could we come and help out as like the extras? But it ended up getting in, I was in the movie like 5 different times. Like I even got to like make a comment. I mean, so it was really kind of fun. So yeah, so that was really fun. And I think that's sort of who I am. And I just talked about Rotary. You know, as part of the business, one of the things we want to get involved in is be part of the community, and not just be in the community, but be a part of it. And so I walked into Eva Finland's office one day to tell her about my company, and I said we want to, be involved in the community, and I want to, we want to volunteer and do things. And she says, well, have you ever thought about Rotary? And I said, I've heard of Rotary, but I really don't even know what it is or what it does. And she explained, she said, we're having a meeting tomorrow. And so, I'd love to have you join us. So I joined. Of course, they voted for the year turn, and they were voting for the new leadership roles. And, they'd send an email to Eva and Bridget at the time. And next thing you know, she's telling me, guess what? You're going to be the chair of that. You're going to be the guy running the Skip Back Satellite Club. I'm like, I feel like I was duped. And then she moved on top of it. No, but it was a great thing. And I'm really thankful that I walked into her office that day and that she introduced Rotary to me, because I've got to meet great people who I consider friends. And so I really enjoy it. And again, it's just good for the soul to get involved in the neighborhood and the community. So that's a little bit about that.
We'll talk about bocce.
And bocce, yes, we're 4-time bocce champions in the Skip Back Bocce League. However, we're sort of like we're like the Steelers. It's been a while. 17 was the last time. But yeah, we play bocce. I've been doing it now for 15 years, I think. We have beautiful courts over in Skipback. Of course, Gary has gotten me into croquet too, where we brought home a second place prize. Sandy's husband and I brought home a second place in the whack and roll tournament. And hopefully next year we'll participate in Gary's Rotary one as well. So.
If we rented, if we, watched the movie Ben Harris, would we recognize you or did you have hair?
Oh yeah, no, it was like, yeah, no, actually, did I have hair? I think I had a little, but not, you'll recognize me. I'm in it a couple times pretty prominent, so. Yes, John.
How many mines did you find on the Mississippi?
No mines in the Mississippi. Oh, yeah, no, they were just building them there.
Oh.
Of course, it was a government job, so they were way behind. That's why we showed up. They were a couple years into it. It was supposed to take 2 years each.
Okay.
And they weren't even not even one of them was at like the halfway mark. So it was just terrible. So, good one though. Any other questions? I think I got everything on my notepad. Thank you, guys.
So if we want to do a video for our social media platform for our Rotary Club, we know who to go after. Okay. Thank you, Vince. Next, we're going to go on to brags and sags. Anyone have any? Yes.
Yeah, I have an announcement.
Oh, sure. Yes, Brandon.
I am scheduled to do the table. I don't have my date from you, but I know it's on the way. I do for hunting. Either next week or the following week. Next week, if somebody could volunteer to do that. We're not going to be here next week. That's
Who scheduled Randy during hunting season? I'm sorry. I think Frank, you raised your hand first, or do you have an announcement, Chuck? Or
No.
Okay.
Yeah, I just like I said, we had a foundation seminar Saturday. Phil was there, and myself from our club, but there were with the Philadelphia club. We had about 105 people, and there's some good speakers. And like always, these events, we keep asking, show up to some of them because you really learn a lot about them. They're really good. You find out what's going on, meet different people, and make more network connections. And they did. It was very well run. And then after they have training for grants training, so that we can maintain something. We have to have every club, if you want to participate in the grants, you have to have 2 certified people in your club. And you have to get that by going to training. So fortunately, I was presenting, so I automatically get that every year. But we really need much. I know that Gary was, but it's good for 3 years. So you run out, so you have to do it every 3 years. So I would strongly recommend trying some of these different seminars and meetings out that the district runs. To learn more about Rotary, get more involved, find out it's more than just the club.
Can I play video? Can I play video?
Oh, Dan has a video we'd like to play.
Oh, no, okay. This is part of my brag and sag.
Oh,
It's probably $2. All right. $2 in your change. All right. So, pardon? Vince is not in. But my first part is that my sag is that I won't be here on the 30th or the 7th. So if anybody would like to take my duties on this part, because I have a project that I'm doing up in West Point Military Academy. For those of you who are on Facebook, you probably saw my video. I did a fall foliage clip with the drone. So I'll pop it on real quick. We do, I do video production as well as installs. The project that I'm doing in West Point is working on 3 different conference rooms. Sorry. There it is. Share. Sorry, Mark. The week after Thanksgiving, when we go back up, it's not gonna look anything like that. There aren't that many evergreens up there, so it's like totally.
Leaves are down.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow. I'm sure someone from the New York Board of Tourism would love to have that. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, Dan. Anyone else? Chuck?
Okay, I have $1 for last week. It was on mine, so I was here to do that. And then I have $1 today because Dinah is here and I get to see her in person. And the other $1 is for Sandy for her birthday.
All right.
Marcia?
Well, you beat me to it, but I'll say happy birthday to Sandy too. Birthday players, and also thank you to Phil. You're the very first Voice for Tots gift we've received, and I hope everybody in here can do something for Voice for Tots.
We've reached our quota, so we're okay.
Thank you. Anyone else? Any final comments? And now the raffle.
I'll announce there is a little over, just a little over $400 in there. Sorry, I don't know exactly what I got it.
Okay.
But, you know,
Oh, Mike, pick this. I figured you'd find somebody. What's your number, Larry? Last 4, 9, 3, 8, 9.
938. Chip?
9389.
Oh, 9389. 9389.
389.
We have a match.
Oh, hey,
You won it.
You won a prize.
Okay,
Oh.
so let's,
Are we gonna
Oh, we
see?
need the,
We need the, yeah, there you go.
Yeah. okay,
Double check the bags probably. Is the bag in? Is the bag in there? All right.
Just one check.
Mouse trap in there. Yeah, that feels green.
one T closer. Okay. Okay, any final comments before we conclude for the week? Everyone have a great day, a great Thanksgiving, and I'll see everyone in a few weeks. And we're going to look forward to hearing all the hunting stories from the next couple of weeks. Thank you.